No worries.
Hello, everyone, and namaste. Well, we have talked a lot about how yoga has efficacy for so many different health concerns. But today we wanted to bring how yoga can help with not only our physical body balance, but mind balance. And that's what we are talking with Vern today. He is joining me from Malaysia, and he is a yoga instructor as well as a fitness enthusiast. Thank you so much, Vern, for joining me. Namaste.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this talk. Very grateful to be here. Namaste.
Thank you. Do you want to explain a little bit, or maybe there's a lot of research that has been done for efficacy of yoga, but do you want to explain it in your words, how you think the yoga can help with both mind and body balance?
I feel yoga is a very good tool or medium to help focus the mind and the body together. It helps connect the gap rather than treat it as a different entity. It makes you focus on the now and the present, on where you are, so that you become more aware of what you're doing with your body rather than what you expect it to do. You become more aware of what you want it to do rather than what you want to push it towards. Then you become more aware of what you can do. Then you can focus on the now rather than look too far in the future and then be discouraged of where you want to be. Whereas you are just here, you are more aware of that. It increases that awareness. I feel yoga is that tool that helps you unlock that gap that connects the two together, in my opinion.
Sure. Okay, so let's just talk through and what type of sequence, right? Specifically, we're talking about balance right now, and we'll start with the physical balance first, and then we'll go with the mind balance. So, as far as the physical part of the body of balancing, all these acrobatic postures that a lot of people, at least I have a hard time trying to hold on to some of the postures. But what are the simple postures that one can start with to improve the physical balance?
Oh, okay. Like to start very simply, you don't even have to do anything too physically demanding. Even just standing in tadasana, which is just standing in mountain, where you stand with your hands at the side looking straight, focusing on the front part, you really ground yourself to the moment, and then it really helps you focus on the grounding of your feet through your body, and then pushes the balance down into the ground for you to be more aware of your surrounding and yourself. That would be the best way to start. You can even if standing is maybe a bit too difficult, sitting down in doesn't even have to be lotus pose, just easy pose with your legs folded together on the floor. It's a very good way to start to get into the zone of how to feel really secure and stable. Yeah, it's a very good way to start. I feel the best way is to just start. Then you can get into the zone of balance rather than focusing on going upside down and jumping on your hands. Like that's a very advanced version of a practice, but just basics is more than enough to get your body into the balance of where you need to go.
Okay, but so let's just say someone who's starting out, maybe talk to us about 4 or 5 different poses one can do, right? Different type of postures. Should we also do some breathing to bring the balance, right? Because pranayama is very much part of yoga. So maybe like a simple sequence is what I'm looking for. 4 to 5 postures with the breathing that is infused in it, that one can do on a daily basis for 5 to 10 minutes to start improving the balance.
Okay, if we're going to talk about a flow in general, you can just start with the typical cat and cow pose. So as you focus on like when you do your cat, you push down, you lift and you inhale. That way you can get a full intake of your breath together with the body so that it's nice and balanced out. And as you do your cow, you exhale and you push everything out to get a nice back bend and a curve through it. Then from there, by incorporating both the breath together with the movement, immediately from cat and cow, once you feel comfortable going through 3 or 4 cycles, you can go into your down dog immediately after that to get a nice back bend. Then it will incorporate from head to toe to back to butt to legs. Then from your down dog, like a typical sun salutation A sequence is also fine. You can go, you don't even have to go to a full chaturanga. You just go down onto your knees, push down so that the upper body can lift as you inhale. Then as you go and you lift up into your cobra, you exhale so you can push forward to open up the back, release the lower half of your legs. Then you go back down and immediately push back into child's pose. That in itself is really about 5 to 6 movements in a full flow. And then you just repeat as you feel, and then you restart where you feel is good. That's how you usually go through it.
Okay, no, that sounds good. And any breathing techniques that you think can help, especially for mind balance, right? We know that the breathing can help balance the mind, and there's a lot of research about that. Do you want to comment a little bit on the type of pranayama breathing that we should do to help balance the mind?
When you're talking about pranayama, you're talking about the practice of just pranayama, the breath practice, or do you mean when we are practicing through the flow, the concentration of the breath and the techniques to it? Like, I'm not sure which one.
However you want to talk about it, it's okay.
Okay, so I'll start with the practice first. If you're doing your practice to like just doing a normal flow, or you're doing hatha where you're doing pose to pose, the idea for the breath here, you don't have to worry about any pranayama techniques. It's more of when you need strength or you need to focus, breathe in, do the inhale. So when you inhale, you lift, you get a little bit more strength and it's easier to focus. So when you start to get a little bit tired, focus on your inhale. Then if you need to relax as it's getting a bit too hard to hold, you exhale. So that is the focus of your breath through when you're in your practice, so that your mind doesn't drift too far off and it's easier to focus and it's easier to hold certain poses. It becomes a bit easier. Whereas for pranayama, I would say there are two simple ones that you can start off with. So something to give you a bit more power, you do your Kapalabhati, so forceful exhalation, the fire breath. So you don't focus much at inhale, you just focus on exhaling, deep exhalation from your stomach, push out, and then you feel a little bit more energized. It makes you feel a bit more less lethargic through the day. Then if it's nighttime, then you go to a slightly more, like a very common one is ujjayi breathing, where instead of focusing from the energy from your belly, you try to focus more on the breath from your nose so that your body becomes more balanced and become more in sync, so it's easier to go to bed. So gentle breaths in through only the nose, then you exhale through the nose very gently. You don't hold the breath, you just in out very gently over a couple of cycles, or not couple, sorry, several cycles, maybe 3 to 5, in, out is 1, and then you just go through it. It will calm you down through the night, then Kapalabhati for the morning. It's a better way to function, if that makes sense, if I'm clear enough.
No, I think it makes complete sense, Kapalbhati and Ujjayi pranayama. And Kapalbhati is also known as fire breath, right? Is that the same
Correct.
one? Right.
Correct, correct. So you use it to energize. So you don't
Yeah.
even just have to focus it in the morning. So let's say through a work day, like after lunch, you kind of feel a little bit lethargic or you're not quite there, your mind's not really there. You focus a little bit on your Kapalabhati, forceful exhalation through the breath, through the nose. You will start to wake up. After 2 to 3 cycles, it will be more than enough, because if you push too hard, it's like having 2-3 shots of like espresso, and then you become a little bit too energetic to sleep. Like you don't feel it, but it will start to hit you later in the day. So just use it sparingly is the key here.
Okay, well, this is a quick 10-minute session that we bring on a daily basis. Today's session has been talking about using yoga postures and breathing, how to bring balance to your mind and body. So Vern talked about cat and cow, he talked about downward dog, he talked about Surya Namaskar, sun salutations, right? As far as the postures are concerned, just to recap a little bit. And then the pranayama, you talked about Kapalbhati, which is a forceful exhalation of your breath, and also Ujjayi pranayama, these two pranayama. Try it. Anything else you'd like to add, or do you want to give a small demo of what Kapalbhati would look like? That would help a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure, no worries. So Kapalabhati is basically you close your mouth. You don't inhale through the mouth, only through the nose. As you inhale, you try to expand your belly, take a deep inhale. Then once you're ready, you begin. It's just forceful exhalation through the nose. And as you exhale, you can feel your stomach push in slightly. It will like compress slightly as you exhale, and you don't have to force the inhale, because through each exhale, it will push gently out through your nose. A gentle inhale will go in. So, and then it will start to energize your body. The only caution that I will give here is that if you have maybe are going through your menses or have slight stomach issues, having a little bit of pain at your abdomen, don't exhale too hard through your nose, because it might cause a bit more irritation throughout the day, be it menses or stomach pain. The next warning would just be aware if you start to exhale and you feel a little bit dizzy, because the practice could be a little bit powerful if done the first time. You might feel a little bit dizzy. Stop for a moment, just breathe normally, then start the second cycle through your Kapalabhati. If you feel the same, then stop. It means your body has reached its limit. Just let it rest, and that's it for the day. Like, don't force it anymore, or try it much later in the day. Ujjayi breath is the opposite. You just very gently inhale and you exhale. So you try to do it in the count. So ujjayi breath is just gently close your mouth, and then you start. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Immediately exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just through the nose. So basically it's very gently. It doesn't have to be hard. It can just be gentle breath. The slower you can do it, the more your body will calm down. And then if you do it at night or when you are really stressed, it will calm you down and you won't feel too excited as you go through the motion. Just like that. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you so much. Explaining the difference between the ujjayi and Kapalbhati. A lot of us don't understand. These are just foreign words to us, Sanskrit words. Most end users like us do not understand. So I really appreciate you trying to make us understand the meaning and how it differs, Kapalbhati versus ujjayi pranayama. So thank you so much for doing that. Really appreciate it. To all the viewers, please stay tuned. We are launching a lot of programs. Initially, we're going to focus on women. Not that we are taking the men out here, but women have more problems than men. Always, right? So anyway, including me. So thank you so much for keep supporting us. And thank you, Vern, for joining me from Malaysia. I know it's late. So
no worries. Thank you very much for the invite. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Bye-bye.